The earliest known form of Chinese writing is called the oracle bone script, 甲骨文. This is because these characters were carved onto ox bones or turtle shells. Chinese emperors used these oracle bones to ask their gods what was going to happen in the future. In fact, the word oracle in oracle bone script means something that tells the future. However, bones were heavy to carry, so people began writing on bamboo strips instead. They rolled these strips into scrolls, but these too were heavy and hard to transport. So Chinese emperors started writing down laws and orders on silk, a beautiful but very expensive fabric. Unfortunately, silk was simply too expensive for everyday writing. What could be done? Bones and bamboo were cheap, but too heavy. Silk was light to carry, but too expensive. In the end, it was the invention of paper, 纸, that saved the day. Paper is actually made out of tiny bits of cloth and plants. The invention of paper is usually credited to Cai Lun, an official working for the Chinese emperor during the Han Dynasty. The Chinese people first used paper for wrapping. Over time, as more books were made, the Chinese people developed a strong reading culture. By the late 6th century, an educated person was expected to own at least a few hundred scrolls or books. Chinese people even started to use toilet paper. By the 10th century, the Chinese government had produced the world's first known paper money. Chinese papermaking eventually spread to other parts of the world so that more people could write, read, and own books. This is why papermaking is referred to as one of the 4 great inventions of ancient China, 四大发明, along with the compass, gunpowder, and woodblock printing. 小朋友, we learned that paper is a very important invention from ancient China. So let's learn how to write the word for paper, 纸. But first, a culture jam. Let's see what's inside. What are these cute little wiggly worms? They are silkworms. These little guys are super important to the Chinese people because they produce silk, a beautiful fabric that became a major item exported from China to Europe, starting more than 2,000 years ago. Silk was such a prized item that the trading route connecting China and Europe eventually became known as the Silk Road. Before paper was invented, silk was used to make scrolls for emperors to write down their laws. Hence, these little silkworms made their way into the Chinese language and became this radical, which is what we see on the left side of 纸.